Why hello?
Hey there. So, I was just thinking how our life right now is really about getting through the first trimester. Because we were trying to think, what are we going to talk about today? And basically, it's been, let's get through the first trimester. And nothing else has really been on the list of to do. You know, I mean, it's nice that it's Labor Day weekend and, we get to have an extra day, but in reality, it's more just been you not feeling nauseous. And whenever you don't feel nauseous, it's like the eye of the storm. You get just a little reprieve, and then it's back in again.
Yep.
And so right now we're in the eye of the storm and having a moment.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I felt quite good this morning because I cleaned.
Which, yeah, that's been something I've tried to take the mantle on and have not. I mean, I've done the best I can, but it's hard. What was it yesterday? We had the chore board all chocked full of chores for the kids, and they did pretty well. But getting the floors clean has not been something they quite grasp the concept of yet. It's been... hey, we need you to do this. Okay, and they break out a little mini vac and they vacuum like 2 spots. Because, beforehand we had a robot and the robot would do most of the work on a regular basis. But now with the new robot, haven't quite engaged it as much. I haven't engaged it as much. So I've told the kids, break out the old school vacuum. You know, that one that manually you have to use yourself?
You push back and forth across the floor.
Yeah, and use it. And they haven't quite figured that out yet. It's not quite there. So, I guess we're going to keep pushing through the first trimester. I mean, technically, you're getting pretty close, right?
Yeah, although morning sickness usually persists a little bit into the second trimester, and I can never remember when. So I've actually been taking notes this time about how I feel in the morning.
That's smart.
Because then at least I'll know, okay, that started at this time, ended at this time. Just for intel.
Little science tracking there for the future.
All I ever remember from all the other pregnancies is just this big gray zone when I just felt sick all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how I functioned. I do vividly remember puking on myself while driving.
Ugh.
Never forget that. And so another mom was talking to me and she's like, I've told my kids that it's impossible, that your body would never allow it to happen because it's not safe. And I'm like, just have a big gulp up close wherever you're driving.
True.
Because you can puke in the cup. And pray you're not on the highway. I remember puking on the side of the highway several times with one of our pregnancies.
You've had rough first trimesters.
Yeah, this time I'm on anti-nausea meds and it takes the edge off. Like, that's all it does. But at least I'm not puking quite as much, which is nice.
Yeah, this time around has been better.
Yeah.
And, it's on 2 hands for total. It's not quite all the way.
I haven't gotten off the second hand yet.
Yes. So that's been a
like
great
back
blessing.
To my first pregnancy. I think that was the least amount I'd ever puked with a kid was
right.
with our first.
So does that mean we're having a girl?
I don't know. I know. I did not feel a difference between any of the others.
I know.
So,
I'm just trying to make
we'll see.
witty banter.
Well, so the kids. Well, so if the child happens to be a male child, they want it to be a male child, and if our other children tend to be female child, they want to be.
Of
they
course.
want it to be a female child.
They want to like.
But I think our oldest wants it to be a female child just because we have a pattern in our family of girl, boy, boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'd be a girl. So it'd be like very on point with the family
pattern. It would be. But because this is...
I think logistically it'd be better if it's a boy.
Yeah. But thinking as this one grows, like Christina will be out of the house by the time this one starts school. Terrence, by the time this one is 10, he'll be out of the house. I was just trying to go through the mental math of that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think Jonathan, he'll be getting out of high school, graduating through that, and this one will just be going to junior high, I think.
No,
junior high or high
halfway
school?
through.
Right there, right?
Almost into high school.
Almost into high school.
Because
Okay.
they'll be a little over 5 years apart.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
It is.
Yeah. And thinking through another family that was on a similar trajectory. Their oldest is now, their oldest two are now in college, and their youngest, I think he's 6, 7. So I think
That'll
similar.
be about us.
I think it's about similar. I was like, that's funny how that works. Yeah. Well, I'm Dale.
I'm Kit.
And welcome to Catholic Hitch. We are a Catholic family seeking heaven and hoping to pick up others along the way.
Small talk.
So I figured I'd talk because I thought it was super cool today with Terrence. And the talk is really about how he is growing as a server. So,
A server of what?
A server of Christ during the Mass.
Okay. Just want to clarify.
Yes, he is not a waiter. He is a server of Christ.
He's an altar server.
An altar server, I guess. Yeah, that's the way, that probably is the more formal way to say it. I never think about how you exactly say it. But
he's an altar boy.
Yeah, right? You hear all the different sayings. But so today was a Omaha day, I believe. So get to church and Mass is getting pretty close to getting done. Look, and first there's
from the previous Mass.
From the previous Mass. So 11 o'clock Mass normally gets done about, let's say, 12. If it's a longer Mass, 12:05 is a really longer Mass right now. I think that's going to get closer and closer as things change. Mm-hmm. But so we're there, we get vested, and I notice on our little kind of the roster that we fill out to have our EMHCs come in place and lector and ushers and all that I have no deacon. Fine, no problem. And it's one of our new vicars, which I've never served without a deacon. So my brain is kind of running through, okay, what does that exactly mean? What is he going to want me to take on? Because I never know with the priest what exactly is going to be my role when there isn't a deacon in place.
And this particular vicar of parochial vicar has mobility impairments.
No, that I'm talking about our newest vicar.
Oh.
Yes. So he was supposed to be the celebrant. The first Omaha was the first Omaha was there's a deacon. I'm down a deacon. Okay, great. So that means I need an extra EMHC to help. And then the second Omaha was as I'm signing people up to try to be EMHCs and getting ushers and things, I overhear our other vicar who has some accessibility needs saying that he's covering for the other priest. So I had already had the whole Mass set up with chalice, and our newest vicar uses a lectern in front of his chair because he puts the missal right there so that he can read from it because English is his second language. And so then I had to change everything and get it all set up for.
So Omaha number 1.
That was Omaha number 2.
Oh wow!
Yep.
I'm riveted.
Yep. Yeah. So get everything set up and taken in place, and then Omaha number 3 happened as we were getting ready to distribute Holy Communion. I didn't have a chance to tell one of the EMHCs that, hey, I'm going to have to change positions with you because I didn't have enough EMHCs. Normally we should have 6 at our Mass. Most of the time I can get 5. We had 4. And so that means whoever's in the center aisle has to cover both incoming flows of people to receive the Eucharist.
2 lines.
And you have to have the gluten-free or the low-gluten host.
Yeah, it's not gluten-free.
I know. I always say that, but it's the low-gluten host because it's impossible not to have gluten in the Eucharist. And I had it, but then I had to go give the musicians the Eucharist, and then I come down and they're already moving down because our vicar doesn't go down with him because he can't do the steps. And so then I had to go pat him on the shoulder and say, hey, I need you to go over and do the Joseph side because I've got the low gluten hosts. So that was Omaha number 3. So 3 Omahas to the whole thing. yeah, it was just wild. And well, I guess it technically wasn't an Omaha, but so I told Terrence, okay, you're on point. There's no deacon, so there's no gospel procession with the big golden book. And so he goes over to the ambo, except he doesn't go get the book. He goes and gets the large missal that we normally put on the altar. So I have to walk over and grab that book from him. I'm like, wrong book. Put it back down and give him the gospel book, open it up and shoot him over to Father. And because Father has a chair that he sits in while if he proclaims the gospel or for his homily, because he can't stand a long time. It hurts.
Terrence becomes a human lectern.
He does. And he does a good job.
He does.
And it's great because he's short. You know, because technically...
He's lectern size.
Right, he is. Because technically, if I were to do it, I think, correctly, I would actually need to get down on my knees and hold the book up while the gospel is being proclaimed. At least I think that's how it would work. Could you balance it
on your head?
Oh, that would be wrong.
It would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be uncomfortable.
See, again, I'm supposed to vanish in the whole process. So I always feel kind of...
that would not be vanishing if you were kneeling,
holding the... Right.
Yeah.
With perfect posture in every way. That would be awful. So, yeah, there was a lot of different things going on. And then at the end, we did a swaparoo with my mom so she could, watch the kids for a little while you and I do podcasting and a couple other things. And while I was doing that, I told Terrence, hey, you just go ahead and start clearing, putting the candles out and doing those things. By the time I got done with that, calm back down, he had taken all the ciborium, the chalice, and had all the candles put out, and he had started putting the soapy water into the sink, and like he was getting everything going. And I came in and he's like filling the sink up, and he's got the little cleansing bowl that we use. It's all in there. He's rocking and rolling. I'm like, wow.
He's our very task-oriented child.
Yeah. But
that's awesome.
I never really asked him to do any of those things. I asked him, hey, put it on the counter, and I take care of it from there. And I've shown him, okay, what is this? Where does this go? What do we do with this? So he has an understanding in, the basics. But this was the first time he took it upon himself. And he even checked, so it used to be I'd help him with the processional candles, which take like a lamp oil in them. He did that all by himself, had them all full, ready to go. So he's growing quite a bit in his serverly duties.
Well, he might have the helper charism.
I think he might, yeah. He's been really...
He does that kind of stuff around the house, too.
Yeah, he's been really good at it.
He's always good at, helping when asked, so...
Yeah. So it just really impressed upon me how much he's grown compared to when he started being a server. And it was difficult even to think through, okay, how do I hold this processional candle without making it just wobble and make all kinds of racket, to now he can carry the processional cross. And I've started to show him how to use the bells. And, he's growing, as he's getting older, he's getting... able to do more. He feels comfortable up there. So it's good.
That's great.
It's just been kind of a beautiful blossoming, I would say.
And I don't really often see you guys up there because I'm participating in the mass. So right. I like hearing, how he's growing because it's not something I'm actively observing.
Well, I was kind of waxing on how different it is participating in the mass up there versus in the pew, because I try not to look around at what everything else is going on. My focus is up there, and I'm trying to be as prayerful as I can and participating as much as I can in the different aspects of the liturgy, so that one, I'm not distracted, but and two, that I can do my job well, as a server. But also, it's just I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain how it's a different kind of intimacy when I'm up there. When you're in the pew, you have I think a little bit more quiet time, because you're there and you're doing kind of your own thing. But when you're up on the altar, you don't get that kind of, okay, I can just think about what I'm penitent for, what I'm offering up to the Lord. You have to be doing. And so your prayer is almost in your doing. And I have to know what the priest needs, and anticipate for that. And so I was thinking back to like the first supper, all of the different apostles.
The Last Supper?
Yeah, the Last Supper.
Okay.
Well, the first supper, Last Supper. I mean, it is the first supper.
The first Mass, maybe?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's the Supper of the Lamb. It's the beginning of his offering and everything that we do. So I was thinking through, like, as an apostle, all the different things that they were doing and trying to understand what he was teaching them, of why they were doing the things they were doing. And, do we have everything prepared? And I mean, it was a Passover meal, but he was changing the Passover meal. So they started to question, why is he doing things differently? Because it wasn't exact to what they were used to. And I'm sure by that time, they're probably like, oh, Jesus, here he goes again, doing something we don't understand, But I was just thinking through, like, we kind of have that role of, as the priest is celebrating the Mass, we are serving him as he is in persona Christi, as like the disciples of Christ. We have to be there and anticipate whatever the need is and serve and learn from him. So it's just like kind of that little epiphany today as I was up there thinking through all this. And, Terrence is growing and he's learning, and, just this feeling of the intimacy of being within the ritual in a different way than when you're sitting, in the pew. And both are absolutely equally important, and you have to be able to serve in both ways, in that respect. But it's just a little bit different, because when you're down there, you don't have to worry about what the deacon, what the priest are doing, what are the EMHCs doing, none of those things. You just are in the Word, listening, receiving, responding, receiving Christ, responding to Christ, going out into the world. So it's a little bit different of a flavor of the liturgy, I think. That just kind of all occurred to me.
Cool. This small talk became a big talk all of a sudden.
That's okay.
You got deep.
That's what happens when I start talking. But big talk?
Big talk.
Okay. So again, since life has been first trimester, we thought we'd keep this easy. So do you want to do Catholic Bible trivia or Catholic trivia?
I can't remember the difference, so whatever you want is fine by me.
Well, do you want Bible, or do you want, like, everything else in the kitchen sink of the Catholic faith?
I don't know.
Let's do
whatever
Bible.
You want to do.
Let's do Bible. There's a better chance we'll get that right. Sorry, I love this part.
That's the real reason you chose this app.
Come on, press keys to continue. Level 1. Ooh, we're a Philistine. So it's literally called the Catholic Bible Trivia. I think we've used it on the show before.
Yeah, I think so too.
There we go. Okay, all questions are coming from the Revised Standard Catholic Edition. I understand.
All right.
That's a new disclaimer that wasn't there the last time I did this. All right. Whom did God ask to sacrifice his son?
That would be Isaac.
Actually, Abraham.
Crap! He was asked to sacrifice Isaac. I'm not feeling well.
That's okay. I was like, yeah, of course. That's absolutely correct. So Genesis 22, 1 through 2.
Well, this won't last too long. That's okay.
Okay. It's funny that you can continue, or you can report that something's wrong within the app if you don't agree.
Oh.
Like that? All right. What is the first book of the Bible?
Genesis. They went even easier after we missed that one.
Which Bible event is referred to in the hymn Away in the Manger?
Wait, what is the question?
Which Bible event is referred to in the hymn
the birth
Away
of
in the
Christ?
Manger? See, I don't need to read all these out because I know you know them.
Just took me a sec to process that question.
Which of these is not a couple from the book of Genesis?
Oh.
I'll give you the list on this one. That was a little
right.
harder. Abraham and Sarah, Jacob and Rachel, Isaac and Rebekah, George and Susan.
What? This is the easy one.
George and Susan it is. Okay. The Gospels are mainly concerned with which person?
Christ. Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Who was Mary's husband?
Joseph. All right.
I feel like this quarter is going to go a while. Which of these is a biblical prophet? Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, Nostradamus, the Delphic Sibyl, or Isaiah?
What?
I think it's Isaiah.
Yeah.
How many apostles are mentioned in the gospel?
12. We better get some of these right, but we did get the first one wrong.
It's to trip us up. Which of these characters is not mentioned in the book of Genesis? Peter. The gospel writers are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and
John. So we have neighbors that are named Mark and Matt.
Yes.
And we were watching. Actually, we still have to go and introduce ourselves. So we've had a neighbor move, and we're like, maybe it'll be a John. And then we have to go to our other next door neighbor and say that he has to change his name to Luke.
That would be cool. We have high suspicions that they're Catholic too.
Yeah.
Just, we waved at them last night as we were walking through, but I wasn't sure who was sitting out.
I need to go bake something and deliver it, but not until after this.
After the trimester. True or false? Lots of different people wrote books that are in the Bible.
That's kind of a trick question.
I know.
But I would say true, but it's all authored by God. So let's say true, and if I get it wrong, it's okay.
True.
Because it's people are authoring them through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit.
I know. We got a bonus life.
No, this is going to last forever. Should we set
Oh, no, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right. What weapon did David use to defeat Goliath?
A sling. Excuse me.
True or false? There are more books in the New Testament than the Old Testament. True, isn't it?
No, false.
There's more books
in the Old Testament.
Oh, wait. Maybe I read that wrong. There are more books in the New Testament than the Old Testament.
False.
There's more books in the Old Testament.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. That's what I thought.
There's no way.
True or false? The last book of the Bible is the book of Revelation, known as the Apocalypse.
True. I have not heard it called known as the Apocalypse.
Which prophet is depicted in this painting from the Sistine Chapel?
This is great for audio podcasting. That's for you. No,
So it's an old white man, partially bald, with two cherubim, one holding a green book, and it says in Greek, IOEL.
Oh, that'd be Joel.
Good thing you know what that says. Joel.
IOEL, yep.
Who was the wife of Joseph, foster father of Jesus?
What? Mary?
It's Mary.
That was,
Congratulations. We got through level 1.
All right, maybe level 2 we'll call it.
Okay. T.S. Eliot's 1927 poem, Journey of the Magi, is based on which biblical event?
The birth of Christ.
The
voyage of the Magi.
The Babylonian exile. There it is. The visit of the wise men to the infant Jesus. I didn't see that one at the end.
Okay.
I was like, these are actually pretty interesting.
It's another picture one.
Yep, another of
It's the old man God touching the finger of Adam?
Yeah, so it's saying this famous work of art of Michelangelo depicts an event from which book of the Bible? Judges, Genesis, Exodus, or Maccabees? It's Genesis. All right. Who was the wife of Isaac? Is it Rebecca? Mary, Eve, Rebecca, or Sarah? It's Rebecca, right?
I think it's Rebecca, yeah. I'm starting to doubt myself when it comes to Isaac and Abraham.
True or false? The Bible is a collection of books from different ages.
True.
What did Goliath say to David? I'll be back. I am a dog that you come to me with sticks. A lion has taken a lamb from the flock. Take my hand, take my whole life too.
It's gotta be that second one.
I am a dog. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, me neither. True or false? The principal author of sacred scripture is the human author.
No. Be God.
False. Yes, God is the author. What did the place come to be called where the tower was built in Genesis 11? Babel?
Yep.
Whew, man, we're too good at this. True
We
or
are
false?
in level 2.
I know.
Don't get cocky.
So this is because I've got a new phone since the last time we used this, and I think it reset because we were on like level 5 or something like that the last time we did this with the family.
It was more difficult, that's for sure.
True or false? France is mentioned in the Bible. I want to say this is true, but
So I think it depends upon what they mean by France. If they're talking about Gaul in any way, but France.
We'll say false.
Yeah, France is not mentioned in the Bible.
It's correct. False.
Okay.
Right. True
France
or false?
wasn't in existence.
I know. We're overthinking it. True or false? Jesus prophesied that the temple would be destroyed. Yes, true.
Yes.
The Gospel of John begins, in the beginning was the
Word.
And the Word was God. And the Word was with God. Before the fall, Adam and Eve lived in the Garden of... Ooh, this one's good. I gotta say these.
You gotta read.
Eden, Cosmic Speculation, Babylon, or Uzzah?
Ooh, Cosmic Speculation.
Yeah, no, Eden.
Yeah. You chose the right one. Well, of course I knew it was Eden. But...
I know. True or false? The New Testament refers to Paul and Barnabas as apostles.
No, because Barnabas was elected in Acts to replace Judas, and Paul wasn't in the New Testament or the Gospels. What?
Actually, the answer was true. Paul and Barnabas are called apostles in the book of Acts 14:14.
Oh, it's considered the Gospel. Not fair.
Hey, it means it's getting harder.
Okay.
By what other name was Peter known in the Gospels?
That would be the Rock.
John, Stephen, Paul, or Simon?
Or not Rock. Yeah, sorry, Simon. That's what Peter means. I am not feeling well.
Cephas. We're almost through level 2. True or false? The Bible is the sole source of divine revelation.
False.
False. Sacred scripture and tradition. To whom did God speak from a burning bush on Mount Horeb? Moses. Who was the father of Isaac? Abraham.
Yes.
Isaac, I am your father.
It is true.
Where was the temple of God located in the Old Testament? Jerusalem?
Yep.
True or false? Moses was a prophet. True. Which phrase from the Bible is often used to describe a last-ditch attempt to score in a sporting match?
A Hail Mary.
Seriously? Hail Mary, yeah. It's definitely not a Jehoshaphat. Who was Adam and Eve's first son?
Wasn't it Cain? Cain and Abel?
Cain and Abel? Yes, because
Cain
Cain is
Abel
the one.
And Cain.
Cain
Cain
the one that
was the murderer.
Yeah. That one was a little tricky for me. Who was the foster father of Jesus Christ? Joseph. We already answered that one. Come on, Bible trivia app. Who visited Jesus when he was born?
Kind of did this too.
Shepherds, fishermen,
shepherds.
soldiers. Shepherds.
Well, I guess we didn't do shepherds.
No. All right. Okay, apparently there's a virus threat. Sweet. What gospel event does this painting by Diego Velázquez depict? So it's of Jesus being crucified on the cross.
It's going to be the crucifixion.
The crucifixion. They're all softballs. I mean, it's first trimester stuff, so,
It is.
making it nice and easy for us. The Feast of Christmas celebrates which biblical event? No threats of virus on Windows security. Santa Claus, the birth of Christ. Spring equinox, the death of Christ. The birth of Christ. Yay, we made it to level 2.
Right.
So
I think that we can stop now.
we are apparently a king.
That's pretty good. We went from a Philistine to a king.
I know.
What was the level 2? Shepherd?
I'm not sure.
All right. Well,
That was fun.
it is. And we actually do enjoy doing Bible trivia when it
Yes.
gets harder than this.
Yeah, normally
Although this was plenty hard for us.
this was good enough. Yeah, it was good enough. Well, if you have any friends you think who would like to listen to the crazy shenanigans of our lives, tell them about us. CatholicHitch@gmail.com.
May the Lord guide and direct our journey.
Amen.